Hi guys, this is Emmanuel
and Zeke
from
Easy Go Travel. And here we are on our first stop in Jamaica. But of course, breakfast first, and once again, Razzle Dazzle with their infamous French toast and watermelon with yogurt and berries and granola. So yummy first start of the day. And yeah, like I said, we got some breakfast. You got the bowl. I got obviously the the burger, the breakfast burger. And yeah, honestly, Jamaica was a beautiful day today. So I know around this time was when the hurricane hit like a month before, so we were definitely worried that our Jamaica stop would be canceled, but it wasn't. As you can see, the weather was perfect. And yeah, here's our first stop and our view from, getting off the ship and a view of our ship. So of course, since we had an excursion, we had to go and wait and go on our little shuttle bus to take us to the Dunn's Rivers Falls and Park to go to these beautiful, stunning waterfalls. Of course, we're going down, so that means now we need to go back up. So of course, we're with the group and our tour guide. And yeah, honestly, once we made it to the bottom and the coast, it was beautiful. The water was nice. The water was, blue and clear and warm, and it was perfect. So here we are starting our adventure. And yeah, it was a little bit scary, not gonna lie. I was definitely not looking forward to this. But nonetheless, it was fun. It definitely was physically, demanding. But nonetheless, we made it. It was a pretty long excursion. I would probably say it took us maybe an hour just to go through all of these, little waterfalls and go up the waterfalls. So, like I said, it looked scary. It was a little bit stressful, but there was a routine which we had to follow. But nonetheless, it was beautiful. It was so worth it. And yeah, as you can see, we had a good time taking pictures, videos, and our guide was, he was amazing. So definitely kind of helped us along the way. And like I said, I'm not into a lot of, nature-esque and hiking, but this is definitely one of those things where, you gotta take a chance and you gotta make the most out of it. And like I said, it was all overall a great experience. We definitely got wet. There was definitely, no way to avoid not getting wet, at least, your upper half, but nonetheless, we had a good time. As you can see, there were a lot of people, but I took a lot of pictures. And yeah, like I said, this definitely took quite some time getting up there. As you can see, it did not look easy. It was a little bit challenging. And yeah, and don't forget, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. So yeah, as you can see, there's just more shots of our progress as we go. Here we are at the end, and it says, congratulations, you made it. So fortunately, we did make it, but two people in our group did happen to fall, and they did hurt themselves a little bit. One of them ended up with a cast. But once we were done, we went back to the port, and right there was, a little local beach where we had to just kind of relax and, just soak in the sun, get in the water, because, you never know when you're going to come back again. So as you can see, it wasn't that crowded, so it definitely felt very nice to kind of have the beach almost to ourselves. And as you can see, the view is amazing. You can see our ship from here. And of course, I had to get my Starbucks mug. I think that's how we ended up finding this beach, because I was on the hunt for my Starbucks mug and I found it. And yeah, we walked around. It was beautiful. And yeah, we got to kind of just get in a little bit and have fun, relax after a very physically demanding excursion. So yeah, another good time in the Jamaican water. And another thing to mention was also going to this beach was also free. Even though we had to go to like Senor Frogs to get to this beach, but we didn't have to really pay to access the beach. So we definitely, you know, had a good time, got to enjoy the sun, got to enjoy the water, and, you know, just have a good time. So here we are in the water, next to the restaurant, and yeah, as you can see, not a lot of people, so it's a perfect day to swim here. So really, that was really most of our day in Jamaica, since we just had an excursion, and the port here is relatively limited, so there's really not a lot of things to do unless you have an excursion. So yeah, got to relax here, soak up the sun, and, you know, have a relaxing day on our first stop.
Turn around.
So we did walk around once we got out of the water. Went to walk around the little plaza that was there. We didn't buy anything besides, you know, my Starbucks cup. But definitely seeing how, you know, there's a lot of things to see, a lot of things to buy. And a lot of it's really for the locals in a way. And yeah, we made it back on our way to our ship to have our lunch, since we haven't really ate since in the morning. So we kind of called it a day pretty early just so we can go back to eat. And, you know, just kind of relax, dry off. We'll technically take our shower so I can change since our clothes were still kind of wet. So, yeah, we went back to our ship, changed, and went to have some lunch at the Galley, which is like their buffet. So, yeah, we had some cute little pastries as well as, you know, some lunch items. And, you know, just to get us through the day. And here we are before we leave Jamaica, aka Ocho Rios to be exact. As you can see, you know, things look well, despite getting hit by a hurricane a month prior. So, like I said, we were very skeptical. We were worried that it was going to get canceled, but luckily, you know, looks like everything is going to go back to normal and everything is, you know, doing better. And, you know, glad for the people in Jamaica that, you know, they're able to recover. And, you know, because at the end of the day, they do rely on tourism, at least in these kind of areas. So, you know, it's good to see that they're doing pretty well and recovering. So like I said, Jamaica was nice. We had a good time. And yeah, another successful day. And yeah, let's see what our next adventure awaits. And we just conclude the day with dinner at the Italian restaurant right at the charcuterie board. And, you know, the bread with the olive oil. And we got some salad. And just a lot of yummy small dishes. And the steak. So once again, this is probably one of my favorite restaurants on Virgin Voyages, because the food is so good, and nonetheless the dessert's even better, because we also, of course, we have to get the affogato, which is done tableside. And yeah, it's just an amazing way to end a meal. And yeah, delicious. Like I said, one of my favorite restaurants on Virgin Voyages. So, let us know what you think. Let's see and comment what's your favorite restaurant on Virgin Voyages. As you can see, we got ours, tasting mine, and see what it looks like with a little Biscoff cookie. And of course, for entertainment, we went to the Red Room, where it was like a live singers, and yeah, they were pretty good. We did see a lot of people leave after every single song, which is kind of, you know, a little bit sad, but nonetheless, we stayed, we finished the show, and yeah, something different. And like I said, there's always something to do on this ship, so you're never gonna be bored, or, you know, can't say, oh, there's nothing to do, when there's a lot of things going on. So it was a nice way to end the night. We took a picture with them, and yeah, that's how we ended our night in Jamaica. Well, alright guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts on, you know, if you've been here before. Alright, thank you, bye.